again, the colors that we're using for our palette are the 3 colors. The first one is the Sterling, which is that shimmery gray. Then we'll do the Brilliant Black, and then we're going to go in with that black coal for the outside corner. So this is the brush I like to work with. It's a larger brush and has it's pretty firm, so that's not easy to push. It's easy to push the product around. What you're going to notice with this silver is that you get a lot of color in a couple swipes. So I swipe 2 times, then I kind of press, and then I tap, 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 because there's just a lot of color. When I come on here, instead of doing a big stroke, I like to apply it in little taps. So tap, tap, tap all over so that you get a punch of color all over. Another thing I like to do, especially when we go in and we start doing the blacks, is I like to take a tissue paper and put it under. So grabbing like a napkin, a Kleenex is usually best, or something really soft. I like to do it for this under eye area. I can either do that, or what I can do is instead of having to go back and clean up, I can do the eyes first and then clean up and then do foundation. But usually for ease in these competitions, I like to have the face primed first, have the foundation, and then do eyes. So, but this is how you would do that. You would just come under here, and it really isn't until you get to those dark colors that sometimes, if we're not careful, can kind of drip all over. Just a little speckles. Okay, so here's our Sterling silver again. Just 2 taps, tap, tap, and then go back the eye area. And it really, I press down because I want to get a punch of color. Areas that we really want to focus on getting a lot of color is this eye area. So we can go back. I can usually do another swipe, do a big punch of color like that, and then the inside corner. Okay, so that's where our first color is going to go. Our second color is going to go still with a larger brush, like this. It's going to be that Brilliant Black. Again, there's quite a bit of sparkle, so tap, tap. Then again, you can come in this eye area. Now setting this up. This is going to go from the 3/4 part of the eye. So right where the iris, which is the black pupil, is the middle. The 3/4 is kind of this inside corner here and out. So this is going to be the majority of the color. We're going to leave. We don't want a totally black eye. That was one thing that was specified to me. We don't want it to be a total smoky eye. We're doing more of the modern smoky eye, which is the trendy smoky eye right now, which is leaving that inner corner very light. So this inner corner is going to be light so that we see the graduation of color. So close your eyes for me. So we're going to start right where that pupil would start, drag it all the way across. And again, I drag and then I push. I push the color on and then spread. So spread it all over. So it really is that outer corner of the eye. That 3, tap, tap. That corner piece right here, right there, that's where her eyeball, the color of her eye starts. Leaving this inner corner light. Spread and then tap. So tap, tap. And then you just really rotate it to the round of the eye, and you can see that's a hard line right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go back and just smooth it out now. So I just bring it smooth, and then we'll go back and I'll show you. We're just going to pump up color in a couple places after to smooth those lines out. Okay, first 2. Still a little hard. So when it looks a little rough like that, you can just take the brush and just kind of blend. And that is one thing and that's true with our makeup as well, is you really blend. The more you blend, the smoother it looks, the better it looks. Okay, now Scary Black. We're going to take a color, and I want you to have a brush that looks like this. That has a little pointed edge on it. Take a little bit of the kohl. Please mind you that black, the kohl, goes a long way. So here, tap, tap again. Doing a little V. So I'm going to come right along here and right along the round of the eye. I need more color. So right around this corner. So it literally is a V. So right here on the lashes first, then the round of the eye, and then I'm going to just pull it in. Just really going to pull it in. So this is going to be the darkest part of the eye, which is that outside part. And then I'm just going to blend. But I'm not going to blend with this dark one that I had a lot of color on. I'm going to go back and blend with the other one. turn a little bit, close your eye. So again, I'm going to sweep it here. And notice that I'm really only going a quarter of the way in. I'm going to rotate it up around the round of the eye. You see, I'm just kind of rotating it, close your eye. I'm really just rotating it and going back and forth right there. That's all the black I want. Now put the black one down. Now go back with the one that you got the brilliant black. This is the one that we were just using before. I'm going to take that tissue and kind of brush them off. But now I'm going to go back, close your eyes. I'm going to go and I'm just going to blend. Close your eyes, please. And I'm just going to blend. I'm going to blend that brilliant black into that black. And it's just going to make everything much softer. Okay. And then if I see that, kind of like through here where it's kind of light and then really dark, I just go back. And believe it or not, there's still a lot of color on these brushes. So I'll go back and just smooth it till it's nice and smooth. So right through here, just smooth. So that it's a good graduation. And I forgot to give you our disclaimer in the beginning. This is not an everyday eye look, of course not. But for competition, we really do need a punch of color. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to have fun and have a little bit of color or a lot of color. And again, Coach Jason will have a palette, so as they're getting ready to go out on the floor, if there's need for more, we'll apply more. He'll apply more for you. So that's going to be number one. I like to go back with that gray. Okay, so I'm going back to the first brush. I put more color on here in a couple places to really highlight right here and that inner corner. Okay, those two. Now open the eye. You can see when you highlight with those two, it really does bring the focus a little higher. And because there's a high shimmer volume in them, that's really why we chose this color. Is that so? And you can even like tap on the inner corner so you have a little bit of sparkle. I mean, a little goes a long way, and it really does look pretty when we do that. Okay, lashes. We're going to talk about applying lashes, and these are the ones that we bought in the boutique. And I told you that we were going to cut them, and I do that even when I do with brides, when I do with anybody who wears lashes. It is I'll be honest with you, I never wear a full lash. I put a full lash on people. So I'm going to take this and I'm really just going to cut it. So I'm going to take the lashes and I'm going to, let me get that close. I'll get that at an angle you can see. There we go. So I'm going to take that and I'm really going to cut that inner corner off. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that it's what's called a demi lash. So I'm cutting the first 4 off. So really, if you want to count 4 in, that's about where I cut. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and it leaves me with a lash that looks like this. So what you want to do is you want to take your glue. I like to just take the glue, I put it on a bobby pin, glue on the bobby pin, and glue on the bobby pin, and I just put it right here. And I use the bobby pin to apply the glue rather than putting it right from the bottle, because I found that it helps me control it a little easier. So now when you apply the lashes, take your tweezers and hold on to the lashes. So this is going to make the lashes very pliable. You're just going to move the angle of your hand, and then when you hold the lashes, hold them close to the base. Okay? So now we're going to take the lashes and we're going to scoot it right where that base of the natural lashes are. Scoot it in, and I turn my tweezers over so I don't poke her in the eye, but I need to make sure that that adheres to those eyelashes right to that base. Okay? Now when they look up, they really should connect. And you really want that outside corner, as you can see when she looks right here. Look up a little bit. There we go. When you see it now, it really just does adhere to the natural lashes. Okay? So that it's just a big little punch of color that adds right there to those natural lashes. Okay, and I'm going to do the same. Again, I'm going to take it. I'm going to cut 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I take 1, 2, 3, 4, like the big little dips, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cut in. Glue. Tweezers. And apply. So again, we're going to take it, go right into that natural lash line. And it really is just putting it right, and then I turn my tweezers over and help push it on. It really is where those natural lashes are. That's where we want it. Okay, look up.